What's this here?
I don't know what this is.
It looks like just an old one.
Oh yeah, Winky was working up here. So, you know, basically, in the 60s, when they first started, it was just drum kits. You know, and they were small drum kits. They were little 5- and 6-piece drum kits that they used. In 69, Mickey started bringing in a bunch of gongs. I think that you can hear them on Morning Dew and on Dark Star and stuff like that.
He had the congas on the side too.
Yeah, he might have had some congas. And for a while, Pigpen also played congas quite a bit because on tunes that didn't have organ, Pigpen might play some conga drum. Maracas, tambourines, claves. You know, Pigpen played a lot of that stuff. On those early Dark Stars,
my shaker's actually up on the left.
on those early Dark Stars, Dino would be playing, or Billy would be playing a shaker, just back and forth.
I was thinking about bringing my shaker to the jam session last night, and I never made it back.
You guys have a long week, so it's amazing that any of you.
Sometimes for 10 minutes.
My shaker technique is not real advanced, but there's some professional percussionists who.
Billy was a pretty good shaker player. You could get that 16th note triplet thing going with it, which is not easy. You know, I don't do it very well. You know, most people shakers a back and forth 8th note thing, or 16th note thing, and he could get that. It's hard. It's on the backstring. You know, the beats are going towards you instead of away from you. So. That's an instrument just like any other that can be mastered or can be played really crappily. So in 69 they were doing that stuff. If you listen to the Morning Dews and the Dark Stars and the St. Stephen's, you'll hear the gongs, things like that. Mickey also had a glockenspiel. I played it last night, night before. Are we up? You know, I'd use electronics obviously because we don't carry it, but Mickey carried a glockenspiel in, is that 69 also? So this one's again. Part during to get that part in St. Stephen, he had a glockenspiel, so I'd fake it with electronics. And that was pretty much it in '69, and until Mickey left the band. It was just that kind of stuff, and then obviously from middle of '71, right?
February '71
till he came back in '75 at the end for one of those shows at Great American. It's just Billy. That drum kit
was basically a 5-piece to begin with, minus this. It would basically be that one floor tom, and that was pretty much what he was playing before as well. It's just later on.
Added a second floor tom.
Yeah, the 73. He added another floor tom. And that's pretty much it. That remained consistent through basically '76, even when Mickey came back.
And when he came back in '76, he's using a 6-piece kit, but take out that drum, shift those over. I'm set up for the '80s right now, but that's Mickey's kit pretty much from '76 to '78. Then he added the second floor tom in '78 and kept it that way all the way through the early '80s, and then his kit started going crazy. Billy stayed that way. He had a 5-piece, or
yeah, into '76, and then halfway through '76, he added a. They got the sonar kits, which were matching for the most part. Added a smaller tom up top.
Basically, for like the next 3 or 4 years, they had matching drum kits.
As far as cymbals go, '76 would be basically a big crash or a ride. I think it was like kind of a crash right over here. One cymbal, and then just 2 over here. Later there was later, basically when Brent joined the band, he went with the double ride thing. as well. Mickey had double rides for a while.
Yeah, Mickey's basically, when in that time period, Dina was talking about 76, take out this symbol, this would have been Mickey's basic symbol setup, a ride and 3 crashes.
Basically, we just studied pictures.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we learned all this.
And we're only doing it for a difference of approach.
How we play our instruments is going to be dictated by the way we're set up, without a doubt. You know, and then mid-80s, 83, maybe 84, Mickey brought in a second ride over here. And had one on this side. He still had the regular traditional tom configuration that you're all used to. And then by the end, by the 90s, he didn't even have a ride cymbal over here. I mean, it wasn't even one on his kit anymore. He never played. He played almost, I don't want to say exclusively, but predominantly he played hi-hat. And when he did go to ride, he had this one here. There was even some stuff, and I just learned this in the last year. You know, we're still learning. We see videos that we've never seen and stuff. I saw a thing on one of the country songs. You know, most of the country songs, the 2-beat stuff, Mexicali, Me and My Uncle, all that. I always thought Mickey was just doing, you know. And I saw some stuff the other day, or not the other days, within the last year, a video where he's hitting a ride and going. I didn't know anything about that, you know, so we're still picking stuff up. Equipment-wise, we'll see a picture that shows an angle we never saw. I found out for a while in 78 and 79, Mickey had a set of hi-hats over here that were not on a pedal. They were just closed. And I think he had it over there because of the fire on the mountains. And he could still play hi-hat while he was going to... I think that's why I was there. I think speculation.
Billy actually had one too for a while.
A remote hi-hat, second hi-hat.
Yeah, in the early '80s, which I don't really do. You know, in a lot of cases, you know, it is kind of still up to us to do what we want to do. I won't have anything against having an extra hi-hat. I don't
need it.
I just
don't really need it. I hardly ever use it either.
But speaking of hi-hats,
yeah, these two.
This is an actual Grateful Dead hi-hat.
Oh.
This is like
MH.
MH, Biggie Heart. Has the date on it.
What date's on those?
1178.
And these are 4487. So these are a pair of KZ Zildjians. Actually, right around this time, when he switched to these hi-hats, 4487 or 87 is when the hi-hats became really crispy and really high in the mix. A lot of that open and close stuff we were talking about yesterday. You know, and I never knew this, but this is why, because this is just like the crispest. It's so different than a new beat hi-hat sound. You know, it's KZ. It's a really heavy bottom one, a really thin top one, and it just gives that crispy.
This was on the right. This I don't know if that's stage right. I think this was left, so one of them was one side, one was the other.
Right. They work together just fine.
I don't know what is that Revo?
It says Remo, but I don't know. Reno maybe? I don't know.
Reno.
Maybe they played a show in Reno, and that's what it is.
Reno.
You have to look at it.
Okay.
Ramrod did all this writing on these symbols.
Yeah.
Did